I like talking these types of issues over with the president of Freedom and Family Action. That's John Pudner. And John's back on the Davison Family Dentistry Newsmaker line this morning. John, welcome back to WHO Radio. Good morning. You know, John, it doesn't seem like too long ago that we were really debating should we actually be involved in this conflict at all. What do you think of how the president's handling it at this point?
I think he's handled it just right. I mean, we do want an independent Ukraine. That's important, but it's not the top priority when we've got a border to secure, when Joe Biden's adding $1 trillion to the debt every 100 days, including giving all this military hardware. And so, Trump's negotiator, he got to a spot where American taxpayer is not footing most of this bill, but that there's a way to defend Ukraine if Putin's going to continue to be aggressive. So I think he's got the best of both worlds, and negotiations take a little time, and no one knows that better than Trump.
Exactly. But do you think, John, that Putin is eventually going to negotiate? I mean, he doesn't seem to be interested. I thought the president was being very straightforward when he said, look, we have these really pleasant conversations, Putin and I, during the day, and then he's bombing away at night. And by the way, Russia did it again last night. Is there a moment where you see Putin coming to the table?
I don't know if he will. But I think for us, the big focus is whose doorstep is this war on? It's on Europe's. And that's back to the whole from the first term. Europe has got to pay for their own defense. And just like he made the point that, look, Ukraine can't have a blank check. Yeah, we want a way for you to defend yourself. I don't know if Putin ever gets there, but one thing that might encourage him to get there is the fact that the Europeans are now stepping up and actually paying the bill. I mean, for him, that makes this a longer-term problem to continue, and how long can Russia sustain it? So it's all part of negotiation. He doesn't want to willfully stop, but this is putting more and more pressure on him to do it.
Right. And so, John, let's say we get to the 50 days and we start putting tariffs on the oil that Russia's trying to deal. I think the way that Putin operates, somehow you're going to have to make it look like somewhat of a win. I don't think the president can say, well, Putin really caved there. That's not what he wants. So at some point we have to figure out during the negotiation, don't we, that Putin is somehow can save some sort of face? Because I do think that he thought this Ukrainian invasion was going to be a matter of days and he was going to install this puppet government. Here we are. 3.5 years later, John, do you think that somehow we got to come up with a way that Putin comes out of it saving a little face?
Absolutely. And again, this is something Trump's good at. I mean, even look at Iran. After having to go after their nuclear facilities, Trump, within a few days, was saying, look, Iran can be a great country again, basically. I'm paraphrasing. But he was even willing to do that. So, Trump is very good at talking about how great other countries can be. I mean, I think he'll find the way to save face. Obviously, the important thing is we don't want this war continuing to drain and to cause problems over there.
He is the president of Freedom and Family Action. That is John Pudner.